Hi, it's Chrissy K. Rollins bringing you day one of the Transform Your Fear into Confidence Challenge. I am so excited to kick this series off with you, and I decided, where are we going to start at? We're going to start at the beginning. I know so often we're ready to jump to the next step, or how does it end? What's the last step? Teach me the last step. But really, if you cannot master the first step, the last step does not matter at all. So stay focused with this challenge. We're starting at the beginning, and this is where you begin for any journey that really comes to true, authentic success. Because true success isn't just the material results that you can create around you. True success is creating those material results and the inner fulfillment that goes along with it. And this is the only way that you will be able to arrive at your destination and feel truly fulfilled. And it all starts with self-love. This is where we have to begin this journey. So take today's practice on 100%, play full out, really apply the information that I'm bringing to you. And just a heads up, if you hear some noises in the background, I got some wind chimes going because I'm sitting at my sister's house. They live on a lake and the wind's just blowing constantly outside. And my daughter's here and she's keeping herself occupied so I can do this video. So thanks for bearing with that if you hear some extra sounds in the background. So, okay, I want you to right now, I want you to decide and I want you to commit to following through on each day of this challenge. You can choose in any moment who you are, and you have the power to decide from this moment moving forward. If you're someone in the past who in the past used to struggle with follow through, you can decide right now, declare and claim that you are someone that follows through. And remember that in each moment, you have a choice. You have a choice, and you can just decide from this moment moving forward, you simply are someone who follows through, and allow yourself to follow through on this challenge every day. It's 5 days. It's 5 days. You are worth, your future is worth, the people whose lives you're going to impact, they are worth you taking these 5 days. But make these 5 days and following through on it, make that an act, make it a demonstration of self-love. And it will take on a whole new level of meaning for you once you're at the end of those 5 days. So we're going to dive into some practical steps around self-love. I know for myself, I knew years back that self-love was really important. I started to treat myself a lot more kindly. I started to pay attention to my self-talk. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. And then somewhere along the lines, I realized it was something that I checked off my to-do list. Self-love, yeah, I got that. Check. Moving on. And it wasn't something that I was doing on a daily basis. I wasn't practically applying. I wasn't applying it into my life on a regular basis. Practical, actual, tangible steps that demonstrated and activated my self-love. So when it comes to achieving success, and when it comes to following through, and when it comes to mastering this entrepreneurial game, and especially doing it in a super authentic, very heart-centered way, as most of us conscious entrepreneurs are called to do, the best way, or I guess one of the key elements that has to be in place, is that we have to begin to become our own best partner. You have to become your own best partner in your business and ultimately in your life overall, but you must do it in your business. So if we start thinking about business partnerships, if you were partnered in a business with someone that every day when you showed up, knowing that you were doing everything that you could, knowing that you were doing it all to the best that you could, right? If you were to show up and your business partner was like, oh my gosh, really? You made all these mistakes. You didn't follow through on anything. This really sucks. You aren't going to get anywhere. This isn't helping at all. What is wrong with you? Why aren't you showing up? Why aren't you following through? If you had somebody in your life that you were partnered with in business that was showing up and talking to you that way day in and day out, chances are you would not be excited to keep that relationship going, and you would not be excited to help that person follow through to success. Well, the same thing goes for you and your inner self. If you have self-talk within yourself that is constantly pointing out all the things that you are not doing, that you are not following through on, that you have not done yet, then your inner self is going to rebel, just like your outer self would if somebody else's outer self was showing up and saying those things to you. So you have to begin to partner with yourself and show up and be the partner day in, day out that you want to partner with in your business. And one of the best things that I did for myself was that I began to stop. Instead of just writing out lists of everything that were left undone and things that I needed to do, I changed that. Instead of writing a to-do list, I wrote a done list. And I began to write down every single step that I took into my business every single day. If I sent an email, I wrote it down. If I sent some follow-up messages, I wrote it down. If I created some new content, I wrote it down. Whatever it is that I did on a day in, day out basis, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how big or how small, I would write it down. And then at the end of the day, I would have this long list of everything that I did do. This was a big game changer for me. First of all, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And if you're focusing all day long on this list that just isn't getting checked off, you're going to feel as if you're not doing anything, when in truth, you're probably doing a lot of things. So you have to cultivate a loving partnership and a loving business relationship with your inner self and begin to recognize all the things that you are doing. Write those down, list those out, and in the end, that's going to be your step-by-step guide on how to achieve success. So it's doubly helpful. Not only does it help you in the moment, but in the end, you can look back and say, okay, I was having lots of success and getting lots of results around this time of the year. What was I doing? Let me look back into my notebook. Let me look back through my notes over what I wrote down that I was doing on a regular basis. And you can begin to really decode what it is that really brings the most success and the most results in your business. So extremely helpful. It's extremely helpful in a multitude of ways, taking that step. So really think about that as you partner with yourself, as you show up to do your work in a daily basis in your business, and really in all areas of your life. But we're entrepreneurs, so this is all about really stepping into success in life overall. But what I've realized is that in order to heal your business, you have to heal yourself. I mean, we're the key component to our businesses. And if we aren't in alignment within ourselves, it's going to be really hard to get ourselves in alignment with the life that we really want to have. So think about that partnership. What kind of partnership are you having with you? And, grab a journal, keep a journal throughout these next 5 days. And write out what is coming up for you when you think about this. What kind of partner have you been for yourself? What are some of the qualities that your ideal business partner would have? If you want to partner with somebody who is excited to take things on, that really listens to you, that values what you bring to the table, then you need to start doing that for yourself. So write out how you've been treating yourself in your business. Write out how you would like to be treated by that business partner, and begin to become your own best business partner. I have some background experience in multi-level marketing. And one of the things about multi-level marketing that I hear all the time, and that I used to say myself, is like, well, if I just had that one person that was super committed, that one person that would show up, that one person who wanted to do this. Well, I got to tell you, I don't care where you're at in your business, you have that one person. You haven't given up. You're not going to give up. And that was a game changer for me too. The day that I realized I'm not quitting this. I am not quitting this. So any fantasies or any daydreaming that I would have about what would I do if I did quit, or what else could I do instead of this, I just had to throw that out the window, because I realized I'm not going anywhere. And when you can realize that you actually have that person who's committed now, then you can see this through, and you can anchor down, and you can anchor in. And excuse me, just 1 minute. My daughter needs my attention, and my family is my top priority. So excuse me, just 1 minute. Keely, what is it?
Look at this.
I think that that's amazing. I love your creativity. I love the way that you have all those animals placed around that zoo. That's fantastic. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to come over there and play with you. So can you give me just a few more minutes so I can wrap this up? Yes, ma'am? Thank you, Angel. I love you. You're doing awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back to you, okay? I gotta talk just a little bit more. So I got 2 business partners. I got my inner self, and then I have my little sidekick too. So she helps keep me in line as well. Okay, so partnering with yourself, becoming your own best business partner, that is like a key to success. When you know that you do have that ride or die partner, that person who's going to show up. And if you don't trust yourself to show up, this is the beginning stages of it. Maybe the reason you don't trust yourself to show up is because for the last however many days, weeks, months, years, you've been pointing out how you don't show up all the time to yourself. And just like that business partner that is If it was another external business partner, if they were to show up, be like, you're always running late, you're always not, blah, 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 it's not going to get you excited to show up on time. So why would your inner self be excited to show up for your outer self? And this is another thing that just popped into my mind. I didn't even have it in my notes. If you are someone who suffers from the lack of follow through, who can self-identify as being a self-sabotager or a self-saboteur, understand this. Your inner self is kind of like a toddler, kind of like this one over here that's trying to get my attention right now, right? Just like a toddler, your inner self will do whatever it takes to get your attention back on you. So somewhere along the lines, the majority of us have taught our inner self that we only get our undivided attention when we suffer. So if you notice, you go, ignoring yourself, putting everybody else first, everything else first, until you get sick or until you have an injury. And then you're forced to be still and you're reluctant about it and you're upset about it. But who are you spending that time with while you're resting? You. Okay, so let's think about it this way. You're going towards your goals and dreams. You finally got things in place. Things are working. Everything's happening. You're getting results. You're getting income. You're getting clients. And then all of a sudden, everything stops. You stop showing up. You stop following through. And you're like, what is wrong with me? Well, that's because life is trying to get your attention back on you. Your inner self is getting sneaky, and they are making moves to ensure that you do not hold anything outside of yourself at a higher value or put more attention on it than your inner self. So the best way to get your attention off those things is to stop them from coming. But when you can align with yourself, when you can partner with yourself, when you can give yourself attention and daily love on the regular, then your inner self will relax. Your inner self will be excited to show up. Your inner self will prompt your outer self to do things that your outer self had just never done because of that inner self, taking you out of the game. But when you can continue to give that attention to yourself and you can make that your top priority and then allow everything else to kind of follow behind that, you will find that you will not experience the ups and downs to the extreme that you have been. You will find that you will show up for yourself consistently. Just like that toddler child, if they know they're still going to get your attention, if you could just take a moment to just say, hey, I love you, I see you, I'm coming right back to you. You matter most to me, then they don't have to freak out. They don't have to throw a tantrum. And you know what? They can become a really, really, really great helper. I spend a lot of my time with a toddler. Believe me, they can become a great helper if you can just remind them that this is an experience for the both of you. And you can remind yourself that too. So begin to partner with yourself in a deeply connected, deeply rooted, ride or die, not going anywhere, me and you in it for the long haul way. And you treat that inner business partner like they are golden. Like they are your golden ticket to success, because in truth, they are. You are, right? Okay, so here's the other thing that I wanted to touch on. Self-talk. Now, a lot of us are aware that negative self-talk can really bring us down. I mean, we're no newbies on the spiritual path or the personal development path. We've been around the block. We self-identify as conscious entrepreneurs, so we already know that self-talk is something that matters, and that we need to be more positive in the ways that we talk to ourselves. Well, now we got to take it to a whole nother level. Really pay attention. What are you saying to yourself throughout the day? What is that inner dialogue? Are you, again, pointing out all the things that you're not doing? Or are you taking time to recognize the things that you are doing? How are you speaking to yourself? This is very important. Now, step 2 of this process, once you start to pay attention to how you speak to yourself, you need to start to understand the language of your own heart. And you need to start to be able to decode how your intuition is speaking to you. See, all that positive self-talk, all that negative self-talk, all of it is your intuition. Your higher self knows the big picture. Your higher self knows that you are destined for success. Do you want to know how I can affirm that? Is because if you can picture success, it is in existence already, waiting for you to claim it. And when you can just relax and understand that those images that come to your mind are just a preview of what lies ahead, then you can stop freaking out, you can stop panicking, you can stop making arrangements for plan B, you can relax, you can channel your energy in the direction that you want to go, and you can move forward knowing that it doesn't even matter what actions you take. It's just that you move forward. As you move forward, this is what I say all the time. If you're my client, you've heard me say this 100 million times, and you're going to hear it 1,000 more. Move forward in faith, in service, and detach from immediate results. And you move forward, you take action in that way. Detach, knowing that all roads lead to what you desire. That action forward is not the thing that brings results into your life. That action forward is the thing that activates the world around you to bring forth all the components needed to lead you to what your success is. You see how that works? We're co-creating. We're co-creating with our inner self. We're co-creating with the universe around us. And if you're not taking action, life will wait patiently. So feel free to procrastinate. Procrastinate as long as you want. Life will wait. But if you're tired of waiting, partner with your inner self. Pay attention to that self-talk. Understand that any of that nagging, why aren't we there yet? We should have done this already. You already know all this stuff. Why aren't you doing this? All of that is your intuition speaking to you the way that you've taught it to speak to you, which isn't usually very kind. And it's kind of like speaking in reverse. So think about it this way. All of that, why aren't you there yet? Why aren't you there yet? We should be there by now. That is because your inner self already knows the end picture. Your inner self knows your destiny. And because it knows where you're going, it seems as if you should be there already. And just like a kid who's excited to go to Disney World and you're driving in that long trip all the way down through the huge long state of Florida trying to get to where you're going, or like me going from North Carolina through South Carolina through Georgia to get to Florida, that kid's in the backseat saying, are we there yet? 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 Well, no matter how many times you say, why aren't we there yet? You're not going to get there any quicker. Life knows the perfect timing, and your action forward is the indicator, is the activator, right? So as you're moving forward, you don't have to like call ahead to Florida, let them know that you're coming, get the roads ready. Those roads are already paved. They're ready. They were put down for you because life knew you were going to travel down them. But you have to get in the car, you have to get on the highway, you have to get onto 95 or whatever back roads you know to get down to Florida. You have to get on the road. You have to move the card forward. Disney World isn't coming to you. And again, no matter how anxious, how excited, why aren't we there yet? Why aren't we there yet? It's not going to make it get there any faster. So you have to become the loving parent to your own childlike heart and say, hey, baby, we're going to get there. Why don't we think of some fun things that we're going to do whenever we get there? Just distract that inner self, just like you would distract that little toddler child. Get them focused back on what they're really excited about and reassure them as the loving parent that you are that we're going to arrive to our destination. Florida's not going anywhere. Disney World's not going anywhere. It's there waiting for us. And it wants us just as much as we want it. So just relax. Let's enjoy the ride. Let's look at the cool scenery. Let's think of some games to play while we help the time pass. Let's think of some people that we can serve. How many people can we touch the lives of while we're waiting for our destination, right? It's all a game. Pay attention to that self-talk. Understand that any nagging intuition is also your heart speaking to you just in reverse. Just reverse the message. If it's like you deserve better, it's because one day you're going to have better. You can do better than this because one day you're going to do better than this. You see, it's like the preview to the end of the story that you didn't know is coming, but your heart knows is coming. Your inner self knows the whole big picture. And your inner self is so excited to be on this journey. And every minute, even if you want to check out of this journey, believe me, I spent a lot of time wanting to check out of this journey. A lot of moments of just wanting to no longer be here because it was that intense. It was that intense. There's reasons why it's that intense. And the place to begin to lower the intensity is to begin to partner with yourself and calm that child who's just crying out for your attention. Okay, I got to wrap this up. I wasn't meaning to go this long. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is practical self-love. What are some ways that you can apply self-love as an action step in your life on a regular basis, on a daily basis? Self-love needs to be a daily demonstration. Now, some people like to stare in a mirror and talk to themselves, affirm things to themselves, tell themselves that I love you. I think that that's wonderful. But let me tell you, you don't need a mirror. All that you need is yourself. And the reminder to yourself to just say, and if you haven't said this to yourself before, begin practicing it. I love you. I love you. and challenge yourself to say I love you to your own heart, to your inner self, to your inner child, the same way that you would any other loved one in your life, the way that you would to your mom or your dad or to your own child. And if you can't relate to any of those, then think about how you would love a pet. Wherever you can cultivate and think about cultivating those feelings of love, take that same energy, apply it to your own heart, apply it to your own self. You are amazing. You've made it this far. You had the inner awareness to come onto this challenge. Your heart is ready to hear, I love you. And I began by just saying, I love you when I woke up in the morning, and I love you at night before I went to bed. That's it. And then I started to realize, well, that doesn't really feel the same as whenever I tell my husband I love you or my daughter I love you. So then I started to envision them and how I would say it to them. And then I would take that same energy and I'd bring it to my own heart. This is a powerful practice. It's very simple, so it's often overlooked, and the effects can be very subtle yet profound. Begin this, because this is the bottom line. I could tell you that saying I love you to yourself every day will completely change your life, and it will. But even if your life doesn't change, don't you want to go through all of this stuff loving yourself? I mean, really loving yourself. Because if all of this external stuff were to fall away, what are you going to be left with? You. You're all that you've got. You're all that you can truly count on. Begin to love the fact that you are showing up for you every single day. Give yourself that same love that you pour onto your clients, that you are ready to pour onto your clients when they show up. Think about all that loving attention that you give to so many other things and other people throughout your day, and begin to give a fraction of that, just a little piece of that, to yourself. When you find yourself frustrated, just say, I love you. When you find somebody who is unhappy with the choices that you're making, say, you know what, Chrissy, or whatever your name is. Sorry, you can tell I do this a lot. You know what, inner self? I love you. You're amazing. Begin to speak to yourself this way. It's going to feel funny at first. It's just because you're not used to hearing it. Just like whenever other people try to pay you compliments and you deflect them off, it's the same thing. Begin to say it. It will create magic in your life. You can do this anytime, anywhere, period. And if you do really want to take it on, especially if you're somebody who meditates, trade up your meditation. Take your meditation time and turn it into self-love time. And you sit in that chair or on your bed or wherever it is that you do your meditation. You take 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes every single day. You could take 30 seconds every single day of just giving yourself undivided attention, telling your heart, I love you. It will change your life. It's not going to change your life by watching this video. It's going to change your life by applying it. Do it every single day. I love you. Again, you don't have to sit still, but if you can, that's great too. I like to just rest a hand on my heart. I like to feel my heart beating on the other side. It's just a reminder that that baby is showing up day in, day out, constantly for me. Even if I neglect her for days on end, she's there, steady, thumping inside, reminding me with each knock, I love you. I love you. Sometimes I expand that. I love you. I know you. I trust you. These are powerful words to say to yourself, so try them on for size. Okay, and begin to give yourself your undivided attention. When you're driving down the road, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you got to do later on today, or what happened before, what needs to happen in your life? Start thinking about the fact that you're driving down the road with you, and start spending quality time with you. You want to check out in the evenings and watch TV? Go ahead, do it, but do it with you. Be aware that you are having a conscious experience within yourself with your outer self, and start spending quality time with you. Give yourself undivided attention for you. A lot of times self-care can turn into just one more task that we have to do when we're not really showing up fully for it. This is the ultimate self-care. Begin with the I love yous, the self-care takes care of itself. Begin with the I love yous, and your follow-through takes care of itself. It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's so powerful. Again, it won't be powerful unless you try it, so do that. And here's another tip. One other thing that I do to really connect with myself is that I'll lay in bed at night sometimes, or even just throughout the day, and I'll start to pay attention to my body. And I'm like, okay, feel my feet. There they are. Okay, feel my knees. Okay, gotcha. Hands. Oh, there you are. And I just begin to feel as much as my body at one time as possible. I do it with my external limbs. Sometimes I start with the core center of my body, and I just feel like the energy brewing right there. And then I expand that outwards to where I can feel more and more and more. Oh, that's awesome. Keely just trapped an ant. That's pretty cool. Would you like to go set him free outside? Yeah, that sounds perfect. Perfect. Go set him free outside. Good job, baby. Okay, so I think that's it. Take that time, feel yourself, connect to yourself, become consciously aware and present to yourself. Begin to partner with yourself like never before. Pay attention to that self-talk. Flip around any negative self-talk to understand it's just an anxious kid waiting for the party that's going to happen. And give yourself practical daily applications of self-love. Demonstrate it in your life. And remember, follow through on this challenge as an act of self-love. And remember to go back to the group and go back to the group and post, what are you taking away? What happened when you started to say I love you? You know, try on one of these self-love tips. Try it on for size and share with the group what happened. What did you experience? What did you experience as a result? Post to the group. If you make a video and share it in a video, bonus points. And what are these points for? The people who participate in this challenge, the more engaged you are, the more supportive you are, the more that you participate in the group and post things to the group and comment on other stuff, other people's posts, the more entries you get into towards one of the prizes. We got some great prizes. I'm not going to recap them all now, but if you want to look them over, go to the file section in the group or go to the file section of the group, best way to find it. But really great prizes. But do this and do it for yourself and allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive from you and allow yourself to get the chance to receive from me from one of the prizes. But post to the group, what did you learn? What are you taking away? And what happened when you told yourself I love you? I want to hear about it. And you know what? I love you. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for taking on this challenge. There's still time to invite others. Invite them to the Consciouspreneur Club. Invite them to this challenge and partner up. Okay, I love you. I'll try not to make these videos so long, but this was a really big topic and we've got to hone in on it. So I love you, love yourself, and I will see you back tomorrow for day 2. Bye.